think it's genius. I think it's the beginning of something extraordinary. I think it's like a $1 billion idea.
This was a genuinely fantastic episode. I do find it interesting that Rico is back, which I think is slightly rushed, but I kind of do get what the show is trying to do. He really believes that this is kind of probably the best way to take Otto back from Ray. And he probably knows that, okay, now that at least Kuma and Tono might know some things now, like they could probably help him and he could kind of play a double agent, which is going to be cool. While also learning that Ray is studying Otto's body and trying to figure out how the fuck the Shinkenger ring is keeping her alive. And when he's going to discover that, how he's going to come back to life of his own, which is interesting. How the fuck he dies and how the fuck he's talking to us. Is it, which is going to be weird to say, is it all in Lehed? Is it all in Riku's Lehed? But also it doesn't really make a lot of sense, so I'm not sure about that. But him saying that he's studying her, but we never really get the full confirmation that he kills her, it kind of implies that maybe he just found her body, maybe something happened to her in the Ring Universe battle and she died, but it's not with the intent of actually like really dying in the battle. Maybe she died out of another cause and he found the ring and he put the ring on her and she came back to life. We're not pretty sure about that, but that's really interesting. But having Riku's reasoning to coming back is Tono protecting him and using the Orca Blaster, knowing that he might die from it or even get to a monster form, was genuinely great. And having Tono pretty much after getting his power up saying, hey, what the fuck you want? Yeah, so fucking stand up and fight. Like, it's the most like leader thing that Tono did the entire season so far. And it actually is a cool way to show how much Tono actually like progressed as a character and progressed as a leader. That was genuinely great. While also I am interested to know how much Riku told Tono and Kuma about Ray. Like, what stuff is he living in? What stuff is he living out? Because they did lie for the rest of the team of like, oh no, he didn't betray us. He's actually was using the Orca Blaster to everybody else's advantage. Again, super interested to know what Riku and Kuma knows. While getting more lore about the Orca Blaster was cool. Like having this be a weapon with a consciousness that is drawn by people's lust for power. And in the first Ring War, no one could have controlled it. So everybody collectively decided to bury it deep underwater and say, hey, no one fucking going to do it because, hey, if you use it and let's say your reasoning for power isn't actually the same reasoning as the Orca Blaster, which having insignias of like the Tega Sword and it is compatible with the Tega Sword, which means that like, oh, like when your lust for power is bad, you would get a monster form, which is cool, is interesting. And having Tono gets it and Tono get a power up from it, which I hope is not going to be like the Boon Red 119 type of power up where we're going to get it and that's it. We're going to use it for primarily a big chunk of the second arc and never really in this third or even the fourth arcs. It's just going to be there and disappear. Please don't. I don't know. Like, that's interesting, and having like the surge of power that the Orca Blaster gives Fire Candle really change Fire Candle, and you see it in his personality. You see the way he acts. He's a lot more angry and a lot more pissed off. Like, that's great. Like, him putting his hands on the bridesmaid is something like they don't really do that much. So it's like, okay, oh, that's super interesting. And having a June, you see, she doesn't care about Fire Candle. For her, he's just a fucking prompt. she can make probably another one. She doesn't give a shit. So she literally said, yeah, fuck it. I would just create somehow Juso. Yes, Juso is there and he's fighting alongside fucking Super Shinken Red. This is the craziest fucking visual ever. And having that final fight between Fire Candle and Tono be such a great nod to Juso and Takeru's final fight, with both of them pretty much fighting because, hey, this is the only thing they kind of know what to do, was genuinely great. And having the Red being pulled up by his team and being helped by his team was genuinely fantastic. Like, this entire thing was fucking great. Like, everything about that fight scene was great. The entire tone of the episode still worked. It had some comedic moment. It had some really emotional ones. It had a lot of like slightly darker and more bitter. I would not say darker, but I would just say more bitter moments, specifically with Rei and Rikuo. And it handled it so well and it balanced it so well that it genuinely worked. Like, and having Fire Candle not dying in the end of the episode while also apologizing to Bouquet of the way he was acting was great, which shows that probably Bouquet and Fire Candle are probably going quote-unquote singularity. They're growing an actual consciousness, they're growing an actual personality and actual human traits, which could lead us with like Fire Candle maybe turning into fucking Ginga Red. Come on, give the actor the Ginga Red suit. He actually wants that. That's his favorite show. And fucking you already gave Bouquet the fucking Magi Red suit in the movie. Fucking give it to her in the show. I don't know, give her Magi Shine. I don't care. But yeah, like this is like super interesting, that part. While Rei having a semi of a blank ring, which some people say, oh, it's the Q Ranger ring, which doesn't make any sense. How the fuck the Q Ranger ring became blank? Like this is probably not a Q Ranger ring. I think it's kind of like a ring that is, maybe he built it up on his own. Because again, he did say he was studying her. Maybe he has some fucking science knowledge and maybe he could have recreated a ring. Which could say that he gets the Q Ranger ring, but I don't believe it's that. It could be the ring for the like original Red. The one that like the Toei did like a competition not long ago. Where like kids and adults in Japan can like design a Red Ranger and the person that wins actually like their suit, their Red Ranger actually gets like a physical suit, which is cool. Maybe it's that one, I don't know. Like overall this episode was fucking fantastic. It had genuinely great on every fucking level, like from the actual tone of it to the character development to the action, fucking suits. Wild Goju Red is fucking fantastic, and I do like I forgot the name of the Tega sword form, but I do like it. It is interesting that it's just feudal Japan. Like I don't know if it was like a necessary choice, because like they made the toy, they made the design of that form and that suit for pretty much the Tega sword, and they kind of said, okay, let's implement the Shinkenger stuff onto it. Or it was always supposed to be the Fiend, but I don't know. Because like, if you look at the sword that he has, it's very much like it's not a Shinkenmaru, forgot the name of it, but the swords that like the Shinkengers have, it's like it has an actual spin disc. I don't give a shit if it's like a feudal Japan Fiend, it's the Shinkenger sword. I don't care. Yeah, this episode gets an S. So, what you thought about episode number 23 of Gozyuger? Comment below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching the video. Very sorry for this very late upload. It got stuck with work. Went too much overtime this week. I hope that everything is going to be released by the end of the weekend. And I'm actually going to get not only all of those episodes, but also the new mega episode out. Yeah. If you want to help this channel, like the video, smash that subscribe button, help it to achieve its true goal of becoming a subscribe it button. Don't forget, you're the only one that can protect forest fires. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye!